Hello, everyone. Good morning. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott.
Together, we are Backyard Musings, the Science and Technology Channel.
Yeah, and we're talking about it again today. We are going to wish you all a happy New Year. We hope your New Year next year is great and things are good for you. Hopefully, it'll be a good year, 2026. I love even though I was born in an odd year, I love the even years. I don't know why that is, but I do. So anyway, here we go.
Here we go. A research team has managed to bottle a highly reactive carbene, carbene, in water, overturning a major assumption in chemistry. Alchemists have pulled off a feat long considered impossible. They created a normally ultra-reactive molecule called a carbene and kept it stable in water for months. Ooh. A result that finally delivers direct evidence for a vitamin B1 theory proposed nearly 70 years ago. This research was published in the journal Science Advances on April 11th, 2025. Would you like to know more?
Okay, here I was going to say what are carbenes, but here we're going to find out here. Carbenes are unusual carbon species with an electron configuration that makes them extremely reactive. Okay, that answers the question. In 1958, Columbia University chemist Ronald Breslow proposed that vitamin B1, which is thiamine, carries out key metabolic chemistry by briefly forming a carbene-like intermediate. The problem is that carbenes are unusually reactive carbon species that are typically destroyed almost instantly in water. So they seemed fundamentally incompatible with the body's water-rich environment, making Breslow's idea difficult to prove.
A team led by UC Riverside, that's right by us, UC Riverside alchemist Vincent Lavallo has now designed a carbene that is not just water tolerant, but water stable. And they confirmed it using nuclear magnetic resonance, NMR spectroscopy, and using single crystal X-ray crystallography.
This is a quote. This is the first time anyone has been able to observe a stable carbene in water, according to Vincent Lavallo, a professor of chemistry at UC Riverside and corresponding author of the paper. Going on with a quote, people thought this was a crazy idea, crazy, but it turns out Breslow was right, unquote.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. The breakthrough came from engineering both steric shielding and electronic tuning, essentially building a protective pocket around the reactive carbon. Lavallo's group wrapped the carbene center in a bulky, highly chlorinated carborane-based framework, which acts like a molecular suit of armor. The crowded 3D structure physically blocks water from attacking the carbene's reactive orbitals, while the electron withdrawing substituents help shift the acid-base balance, so the carbene form is less likely to shut down by water.
So I guess if I were a chemist or a chemical engineer, I would be giddy right now, probably, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. The team tracked formation of the carbene by characteristic NMR signatures, especially in carbon 13 NMR, where the carbon appears at a distinctly downfield chemical shift. X-ray crystallography then provided a crystallography. What is that? Then provided a direct structural snapshot confirming the molecule's geometry and showing the carbene carbon sits buried within a sterically protected environment.
That's fascinating what you just said.
Okay.
Very fascinating.
The fact that I got through it is fascinating to me. So, yeah.
The carbenes showed no detectable decomposition over months of monitoring, an extraordinary result for a species that normally can't last seconds in water. Quote, we were making these reactive molecules to explore their chemistry, not chasing a historical theory, said first author Varun Ravaproli. That kind of looks like ravioli. First, I was thinking, is that ravioli? Who completed the research as a graduate student at UCR and is now a postdoctoral researcher at UCLA.
Oh,
Quote, jump ship, yeah. But it turns out our work ended up confirming exactly what Breslow proposed all those years ago.
This doesn't mean the body makes this exact armored carbene. Enzymes don't use chlorinated carborane cages, but the work demonstrates a key principle. A carbene can exist in water if it is sufficiently protected and the equilibrium conditions favor its formation. A concept that helps reconcile how thiamine-dependent enzymes can plausibly access carbene-like intermediates, despite operating in aqueous environments. Okay, it aligns how many enzymes work in general. They often create microenvironments that control reactivity, positioning groups, excluding bulk water in the specific ways, and specializing or stabilizing high energy intermediates long enough for chemistry to proceed. This is.
And we thank you if you've stayed with us this long. Stay with us to the end, okay? And wake up.
Right.
Carbenes aren't just biochemical curiosities. They're widely used as ligands and metal catalysts that drive important industrial reactions, including steps in pharmaceutical and material synthesis. Today, many of these processes rely on toxic or flammable organic solvents, partly because water can destroy key intermediates.
If chemists can translate the stabilization concept into catalysts that are both water stable and still reactive, it could open the door to cleaner manufacturing that uses water as the main solvent. Quote, water is the ideal solvent. It's abundant, non-toxic, and environmentally friendly. Revoproli said, quote, if we can get these powerful catalysts to work in water, that's a big step towards greener chemistry. Okay, here we go.
Oh, the greenies. Perhaps the biggest scientific promise is methodological, protecting fragile intermediates so they can be directly observed. Many reaction mechanisms invoke short-lived species that are inferred but not captured. Quote, there are other reactive intermediates we've never been able to isolate, just like this one, Lavallo said. Using protective strategies like ours, we may finally be able to see them and learn from them.
And for Lavallo, the results marks a shift in what chemists consider possible. Quote, just 30 years ago, people thought these molecules couldn't even be made, he said. But now we can bottle them in water, what Breslow said all those years ago. He was right. Okay. So
pretty cool when you can prove something like that from 70 years ago. That's really cool.
Yep. And the fact that they've a lot of times these guys don't like to admit that they were wrong, or but they're up for change. That's cool. Got to have it.
All right, thanks for sticking with us. We appreciate it. We'll catch you. I hope you have a great New Year's Eve celebration tonight, and we'll catch you tomorrow.
Yeah, be safe, and we'll talk to you in the new year. Take care.